Hello and welcome back, children. This is Mr. Muzaffar presenting before you the sixth topic of your own radio reader. The name of the topic is Export Detectives. My dear children, I have divided this chapter into three parts. Two parts I have already discussed with you. Today, I am going to teach you the third and final part of this chapter. Let me remind you the previous knowledge, my dear children. You know, the story is about Maya. She was a 10 years old girl and her brother, namely Nishad, he was 7 years old. They were working as export detectives. They were working as export detectives. They were very curious about Mr. Nath, who had been living there over a year. Over a year, he was lonely and he was lonely and thin man and looked starved. As I have discussed with you, he was lonely, he was thin and he was looking starved. He was looking starved, and they both were discussing. And it is Maya. She thought that he's criminal. He's criminal, and Nishat was of the opinion that he's friendless. He's friendless, and he's poor. This is the reason he's looking thin. He's looking starved. Later, they start debating about him and his profession. Maya intercepted burn marks on his face. One Monday, Maya went to the school and she was celebrating her mama's birthday. And Nishad, he lonely went to his room, and there he start realizing what the individual is doing, and he saw that every day a person, a man, namely, namely Ramesh, he used to come to him every day for bringing breakfast and for bringing lunch and dinner. And all of a sudden, after Maya came, and Maya thought that where from he's bringing the money, and he's not doing anything. He's sitting idly at at a neighbor's house, and why from he's getting food and tea and other things as well. They both started discussing each other. They both started discussing each other, and Maya saw that he used to give tip to Mr. Ramesh, who used to bring food for him every day. And he was trying to see his activities. He was trying to observe him. He was trying to observe him in the room, but he did not found that he is, he's a criminal. Nishad realized that Mr. Nath is a quite ordinary man. What he realized? He realized that Mr. Nath is a quite ordinary man. Maya rejected Nishad's idea further, adding that many criminals are usually ordinary looking. Maya rejected his opinion. Maya told him that many criminals, they usually have ordinary look. My dear children. The next day, their school was to reopen again. Maya's school was to reopen after the summer holidays. Maya took a paper and decided to jot down. Jot down means decided to write down the developments in the mystery of Mr. Nath's identity. My dear children, when Mr. Nishad entered his room, and there his observations, there he came to know that Mr. Nath is an ordinary man. He's a poor and poor man. He's not a thief. And later on, Maya rejected her opinion and told him that many criminals are looking like that. And once the school get reopened, and she again start going to the school, and there she start writing down the developments of Nath's identity, mystery of Nath's identity. Maya thought that Mr. Nath was a crook. He is a crook because he used to get food from a restaurant every day, although he did not work. She guessed that the individual Mr. Nath is not working. Mr. Nath is not working. He is sitting idle. He is sitting idle. Where from he is getting the money and bringing and getting food from the restaurant? Mr. Ramesh used to bring food for him every day, and Mr. Nath used to give him a good tip every day, and this became a matter of concern for Miss Maya. Miss Maya, she's jotting down the developments the mystery of Mr. Nath's identity is developments in the mystery of Mr. Nath's identity, my dear children. Okay, he never talked to anyone at Shankar's house, though he had been living there for more than a year. He never used to talk to anyone. He never used to talk to anyone, and they, in between them, a portion took place when Mr. Nishad rejected her sister's opinion that he's a criminal. He's a criminal, and my dear children, Mrs. Maya gave him the proofs that the individual is not working. He is sitting idle in the room, and even though he is sitting here over a year, he never used to talk to anyone. This indicates that Mr. Nath is a criminal. As per the observations of Mr. Nishad, once he went to his room and there he observed him. He had given whole day in his room and he observed him there. Later he came to the conclusion that Mr. Nath is an ordinary man. Mr. Nath is an ordinary man, my dear children. And he thought that he was lonely and wanted to have friends. In this way, my dear children, we have finished this lesson. If you have any doubt, any query, my dear children, feel free to contact him individually or arrange a conference call. Thank you and have a good day.